Well, hello everyone, this is Rick Passek, FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we're going to be tying up a little 2.5 inch long, still fairly small, tropical baitfish pattern. If I remember correct to do it, I will add the picture into the video after this introduction. I caught myself a really nice 9-10 pound, somewhere around there, Pargo Roja, which is basically a red snapper, same family, a lane snapper, on this fly off the beach. So somebody asked me to share, so I am sharing. It's a great little pattern. Came up with it a little while ago, but I mean it's based on other patterns, so it's not really my pattern, but it's just, like I said, it's based on other patterns just with my twist. So hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get tying. So in the vise today we have a Ahrex SA220 streamer hook. Lift that up so you guys can actually see it. Size 4. I tie these in a 2, 4, 6, and 8. This is a pattern actually that I've been asked to tie because I caught a really nice Pargo Rojo here in Manzanillo, which is basically a red snapper. It's not, but very similar. So somebody wanted me to demonstrate it in a video, so that's what I'm doing. So start with that. For the thread, I'm going to be using some Semperfli classic waxed in 8/0. For the underbody, some Semperfli Holo tinsel in silver. For the overbody, some vinyl rib medium clear. For the first wing, just a little, just not a lot, but a little bit of white bucktail or crafter. This is going to be the bucktail version. Then for the first part of the flash, it's going to be using this Rio Grande and Gold blend from Semperfli. Next, it'll be the Gaula and Green blend from Semperfli. And then to top it off, just a little bit of Peacock Hearl, a couple of strands. And then I'm going to be using a streamer soft head from Stonefo, size 1, the smallest, for this pattern. If I go up into like a size 2 or something, I usually go with the medium, the number 2. And then just a set of eyes from Semperfli, living eyes from Semperfli. All right? So let us get started. I'll confess, this is actually my second attempt at this video. Usually I don't edit my videos. I let the mistakes happen, but that was about a quarter of the way through and material broke, and it would have taken way too long to back out, so start it over. So I'm going to take my D rib first, and it is a D shape. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but it is a D. Where are you? In the shape of a D, so it's flat on one side, flat side up. Okay, and you want to stay back about 1 to 2 of the distance of the eye back, and just get that started and get a pretty good crank on it, and then just really pull it so it flattens out as much as possible. And then I'm just going to hold it back with a magnet. These magnets, guys, you don't have to go all fancy and get like the loon ones and the stuff. They're $2 for a 6-pack at the dollar store. So get that in. Grab my Holo tinsel. Now, if you've got a large for this, the large Holo tinsel, go ahead. It doesn't really matter. Don't go with the really small because that will take you forever to wrap the body. And then just wrap forward. So all this is really doing is giving that nice baitfish shine that you'll see if you're down in any tropical areas or really clear saltwater areas. You'll see these little flashes all the time. And that's baitfish turning and moving around as a group, right? So that's what this is trying to mimic. It's just that little bit of that shiny silver underbody, but I'm putting this over top, the D-rib, 2 reasons. 1, it will protect it, and 2, it'll mute that silver a bit. So now I'm pulling this fairly tight. This is where it broke up on me earlier. So you don't want to go crazy cranking on it, but you do want it tight. And you see how it's muted it a little bit? But the other thing this does is it really makes this fly durable. If you get into the toothy creatures like the snappers and the needlefish and that kind of stuff, if they've got big teeth, they'll just destroy that hollow tinsel in one shot. This way they won't. So, okay. Good. Now, if you wanted to, you could coat this with some UV resin for a little bit of extra protection. I don't bother because this D-rib really holds up well. Okay. Now I'm just going to, I cut already a piece of bucktail. So now you can dress these fairly thick. You can dress these fairly thin. It's up to you. This one's going to be kind of like in the middle. First, I'm going to get my length. I want to be about the hook length. So that much behind, at least. So I'm just going to go with about like that, maybe a little tiny bit longer. And then I'll take my good Renomed, the long ones. These are awesome. I use these long ones so often. And they got, I know some people complain about the size of the eye, the finger holes, but these are a little bit bigger. Plus you can bend these open, right? So I got pretty big clod hoppers. I got no complaints. So to there, a couple, 3, 4 loose wraps, and then you can tighten it up. Just go over top. Okay. Just give that a bit of a squish down. If there's any errant ones like this here, just give it a pull out. See what the other side looks like. Yeah, that turned on me a little bit, so I'm just gonna just give that a little bit of a turn. Okay, another errant one here. And if they don't cooperate, like I said, just grab your tweezers and just pull them out. I don't worry about the little sticky uppies, right? Not a big deal, not for now at least. Okay, there you go. So, a little bit of the gold. So I'm just grabbing 4 or 5 strands at the most because I'm going to double it up. So I'm going to tie this in longer than I need. Keep it on top. Come forward, flip it back, keeping it on top. Then I'll just give this just slightly longer than the tail, than the wing, sorry. Okay. Sometimes you get these little weird ones. I wouldn't worry about it. It looks weird when you're tying, but they slick right out when you're fishing, so it doesn't really matter. Same with the green. Now I'm going to go a little bit more with the green because I want that really nice dark green back. This time I got about 8 or 10 strands. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to double it over. Just tie that in. A couple of turns. Flip that over. Go over top. Back to the tie-in point there. Same thing. Cut it a little longer than you need. And you can even kind of give it a... So they're not all the same length. Again, I've said this with marabou and other things. Nothing in nature is straight, right? It's cut straight. So don't make it look not like nature intended. Okay. Now, 2 or 3, 4 at the most strands of Peacock Hearl. Now, as we all know, Peacock Hearl is a little bit of a bugger. It does break quite easily. So be aware that you might end up after a fish or two lose some of the Peacock Hearl. It's not a big deal. It still fishes well even without. So in this one, I'm not going to double over. Just going to make sure that this sits right up on top. And it's a little bit, again, you see it's a little bit longer than the flash, right? So going longer, longer, longer. Cut that off and build just a little bit of a nice clean head here. Now you can, if you want a bit of a hot spot, you can finish this off with some orange thread or chartreuse thread or whatever, right? If you want a really nice hot spot that'll show through the soft head, it's totally up to you. I have done it with hot spots. I don't know if it makes any difference. I haven't noticed. So the one I got the Pargo on was like this. So now I'm just going to give it a bit of just make sure that those are all nicely distributed. So there is the finished fly itself. Now I'm going to take some Semperfli no-tack UV resin. First things first, and this is the nice thing because this eye it's fairly large, right? And this hole in here isn't, but because it's soft, you just got to give it a bit of a twist and it'll push right on that. See? I just love them. I much prefer using these over trying to just build sticking on the eyes and build your own head with UV. I mean, that works too, but I just like it with this. So I just take it and just put a little bit of resin right in. This bottle's getting close to empty, so I may have to shake the crud out of it. Put a little bit of UV resin right in the eye. Right in the head, sorry. Wipe some of that off. Don't get it all over your fingies. And try to keep everything on top now. Right? All those colors, you want those to stay up on top. Then I take my bodkin and I make sure, or a feather, just make sure there's nothing in the hole. Just like that. Then I leave that in there for a minute. And then I'll hit it with, once I'm satisfied, which I am, I just hit it with a UV light and that'll cure it on. It ain't going nowhere. And now I can take that bodkin out. You can always clean that off with a feather or something like that too, right? So. And sometimes you'll get these little errant ones that slipped underneath. Just pop them out of there. There's two here that popped out. So again, it's all part of it. This one here it got pushed down. So there, just out of the way. Now, once that's done, I'm going to take my no-tack UV resin again. Just give it the tiniest little bit there. Take my eye, set it on there, center it, and zap it. And you can, I'll show you, obviously I'll show you the other side when it's done here. Same here, just a little tiny bit of resin. And this bottle's getting really close to empty. A little too much. Hey, when you get overzealous, but it doesn't really matter because it's all going to get cured anyway. So, and actually, it's not bad if it goes over top because it'll cure it better. Zippy zappy. And that's the finished little pattern. Once this is dry, that's it. Now, where I was fishing was right on the beach, and there's a bit of a drop. You can see it in low tide. You can really see the drop off. It's actually about a 10-foot drop to where the waves hit in a high tide. So I was able to just use a Type 1 sink just to get this down a little bit. But you could also make these a little bit longer if you want, like the body, so you got a little bit more of the body material. But I found that this is a great length, just like it is, right? So yeah, that's it. When this slicks down, it looks really nice, like a little minnow pattern. Gives you a little bit of that shine. And yeah, if you want it, you can weight it too if you want. But yeah, alrighty. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, give her a thumbs up. If you've subscribed, thank you. If you have not, please consider doing that. I come out with content twice a week, even from Mexico here. I'm still doing two videos a week, every Wednesday night and every Sunday morning. And I'm going to be doing more shorts. So yeah, just subscribe if you haven't. Tie lines, everyone.